Christian scientists who do this kind of research, they would love to be able to publish their research in what I would call a secular journal, right? There's all these journals out there that scientists publish to. It's peer-reviewed, so their peers review these articles and journals before they're published. How many times do you think a Christian scientist who might have good evidence against evolution and write a paper, how many times do you think that paper gets published in a secular journal? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. They're denied, right? So how would this spread in the scientific community? It requires an open mind, for sure. And which is really interesting to me, because I would think that one of the reasons you want to get into science is because you want to know the truth. Is that right? Who would go into any field of science telling themselves, I want to know the lie? I don't want to know the truth. That's not scientifically thinking, is it? So it goes against everything that I can think of as a human. I mean, I don't know the reasons why somebody would intentionally keep their mind closed to this. But surprisingly, to answer your question, it's growing. It's growing. There's this thing called intelligent design. Have you heard of that? It's being put forth as a scientific theory, which means there is work being done on it. And to date, I just heard this the other day, more than 50 papers on intelligent design have been published in secular journals that have been peer-reviewed. Absolutely amazing. What intelligent design does is it looks at biology, and it looks at the complexity of life. And it says, there's no way this could come about by an accident. There's codes in DNA. There's codes about codes. There's metacodes. And everything we know about codes says there must be a designer of the code, right? And I've just really probably done a bad job of summarizing ID. But they don't say who the designer is. And that's how they're able to get it in, right, into the scientific journals. And I can't remember the exact number now. There are hundreds of scientists now that are working with the Discovery Institute in Washington on intelligent design. And guess what? They're not all Christians. There are Christians, there are Buddhists, there are Muslim scientists, there are agnostic scientists, there are atheist scientists, but they've all come together because they have that open mind and they want to go where the evidence leads them and they want to find the truth. And I think that if it continues its momentum in the next 10 years, I think you'll see a revolutionary way of thinking in science in terms of biology. Because these guys know there's no good reason to pursue a theory that you can't even test in the lab, but you can test intelligent design. Good question.